Hi, I'm Jane King, and this is New to the Street in person back here at the NASDAQ market site in New York City. This show is all about public, private, and blockchain companies, how the CEOs, the founders, and the innovators bringing you lots of opportunities to consider. Here we go. High Performance Battery. HPB is a German company whose battery technology is redefining the limits of conventional batteries and is not only safer, but longer lasting and greener. With me is Dr. Sebastian Heinz, CEO of HPB. Great to have you here in New York
Thank you for being here.
So describe HPB. I gave kind of a brief description, but tell me what the company is all about.
Yeah, thank you very much for being here, for having me here. HPB is a battery development company. So we're a technology developer and we're licensing our technology out to our customers. And it's all about a brand new battery technology.
Now, you do not make the batteries, right? So explain your role in the battery ecosystem.
Yeah, so if you come to batteries, it's all about science, it's all about production. And we do the part of the science bit with the bridging to serial production. So we have the specific know-how for our technology, and we license this know-how and the components we have out to our licensees who are doing then the business and the production.
Why are batteries central to the global energy transition that we're going through right now?
I like that question quite a lot because it is like this. If you produce wind energy and solar energy, you can't store energy in the grid. So you need to consume the energy right away. And if you don't have the consumers with you, you should use buffers. And batteries play an important role for buffers, being buffer technologies. And so you can store the energy which is produced and use it when the demand is there.
How is that going? Did you have investors? Do you plan to do an IPO someday? Where does all that stand?
Yeah, this is a very good question in terms of how to make innovation happen in the market, because you need to have quite a long duration of your story to overcome to really get into the markets. And we've chosen a unique way to us. We have, of course, we stick with private investors, but we haven't done any dilution so far. So we're not this classic venture capital driven ABCD round thing. We have set up a company in Switzerland, which is an AG, and we're selling shares to our private investors. We have more than 300 investors supporting us and helping us to bring that innovation into the market, and no dilution at all. And fun fact, being here in this place, we as High Performance Battery won't do an IPO, because that's the task of our licensees. They do the asset heavy bit, and it's their story to go to the stock exchange and do the IPO, but not us. It's us. We call it the HPB club. If whoever joins in right in time will benefit from dividends, and that's it.
Yeah, but you are looking to expand in the U.S.
Yes.
What are those plans?
For sure. So U.S. is one of the most spectacular countries for developing and deploying this technology. So of course we came over to offer this technology to some of potential licensees and to invite people basically to become member of the HPB club. So to tell the story jointly and see what happens.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. Fascinating to hear about your research and the breakthroughs that you've had.
Thank you so
Sebastian.
much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spryng is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV.
The abuse of prescription opioids is a nationwide epidemic. While proper use of opioids can help patients manage chronic and acute pain, all too often the drugs are used in an uncontrolled way that leads to addiction and death. Up to 25% of long-term opioid users become addicted, and around 1,000 people are treated in the ER from overdosing on prescription opioids every day. Now, joining us are Jim Patton, an entrepreneur and leader in non-narcotic pain management solutions, and Dr. John Barr, a physician and outspoken advocate for reform in prescription safety. Their position is that it's easier to change the method of delivery than it is to change behavior. They have developed PillSafe, a potential game changer for policymakers working to protect public health. Now, Jim and Dr. Barr, thank you so much for being here. We're excited to see how PillSafe is working. And Jim, you gave a little description, but why don't you elaborate? What does PillSafe do?
Well, thank you, Jane. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about this exciting new technology. Let me start by telling you what PillSafe is not. PillSafe is not just another pill box with direct sales to the public. PillSafe is a patented technology that, when produces a pill bottle, becomes a smart prescription delivery system for any potentially addictive medication. The opioid epidemic has been our greatest challenge, costing our economy hundreds of billions of dollars and countless deaths. To date, most of those dollars in the opioid crisis have gone to education and recovery. As we have learned, changing behavior is harder to achieve than changing the packaging. By personalizing the prescription via a unique ID code known only to the patient, and by eliminating free access to medication and the ability to monitor compliance, we can prevent abuse, addiction, and divergence. As John can tell you, there hasn't been an improvement in the pill bottle for over 60 years.
Yeah, John, do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, that's exactly right. The last major improvement of pill bottles was in 1959, when the childproof cap was introduced to prevent overdoses on children's aspirin. This simple invention resulted in an 80% reduction in overdoses because children under 3 couldn't remove the cap to get to the pills. So what if grown-ups couldn't remove their cap that gives them free access to all of their pills? And what if they could only dispense their pills at time intervals prescribed by their doctor? I believe that we would see a greater than 80% reduction in prescription drug abuse and divergence. Why? Because you can't abuse what you can't get. PillSafe technology protects all patients with a bottle cap that cannot be removed by anyone for any reason once it's been filled at the pharmacy. The industry at every level currently relies on the patient to manage their own pain medication. We all know how that's worked out. By licensing PillSafe technology, every segment of the industry and government can leverage PillSafe's features and functionality into products, software, and systems that can make a real difference in this fight.
Introducing PillSafe, the new prescription delivery system for the safe and secure use of addictive medications. The pharmacist loads the opioid pills into the PillSafe container. Once the lid is snapped in place, it cannot be removed by anyone for any reason. The only delivery system that is programmed by the pharmacist to deliver the required dosage on a schedule defined by the doctor. When the countdown timer shows it is time to take their medication, the patient presses down on the lid and rotates it clockwise. The pill is dispensed, and the correct number of remaining pills is displayed. The countdown timer restarts, and the device is locked until it is time for the next dose. Then, pressing down and rotating the lid will dispense another pill. When no pills remain, the patient can simply discard the PillSafe. Each PillSafe incorporates an electronic net inside the container that can detect a breach attempt of any kind. Should an actual breach occur, their physician is notified. PillSafe, the new prescription delivery system for the safe and secure use of addictive medications from the pharmacy to the patient.
So this is a huge difference from what is available now, and could really have some features even beyond the safety of medicine.
The PillSafe delivery system does have several unique components that are patented that go beyond the secure delivery of addictive medication. For instance, when PillSafe detects a breach, not only can it broadcast an alert to the doctor and pharmacy, but it has an optional pill destruct mechanism for immediate deterrence. It can also help ensure compliance by notifying the doctor of the date and time each pill's dispensed. Another feature is electronic labeling for direct patient messaging, such as medication instructions, alerts, and even recalls. This could also be used for targeted advertising, such as physical therapy if someone happens to be on a muscle relaxant.
Mm-hmm. And I'm sure people are wondering what your backgrounds are and how you came up with this idea. So John, can you give us an idea of that?
Yes, I was a medical doctor working with my patients trying to reduce their chronic pain. After 30 years of practice, I became a victim of the opioid epidemic, where I was blamed for patients' bad behavior, much like many of my colleagues over the years. When I lost my license, I became obsessed with trying to find a solution that would keep what happened to me from happening to my colleagues. I worked on this for over a year, but I had to earn a living, so that's when I contacted Jim for a job.
Well, let's get your background, Jim.
Managing patient pain using non-narcotic devices has been my business for over 28 years. When I interviewed John, he started telling me about his idea of a pill dispenser. After about 30 seconds, I just couldn't hold back. I said, now wait a minute. Are you telling me that you developed a device that can control access to pain medication according to the doctor's prescription? He said yes, and I said, that is too cool, count me in.
Yeah. Now, in addition to patients, this also can benefit other pill-safe people who are using this technology as well. Yeah.
As a former military officer, a group that I'm very concerned about is our veterans. Many times, due to injuries and PTSD, they're given pain medication and psych meds that have terrible side effects, including suicidal thoughts. Catherine's an Army nurse who sent us this letter stating that she has experienced those side effects of overdosing and suicidal thoughts. She said that no matter how she laid out her medication, she would either forget to take it or take too much. She felt that a device like PillSafe would benefit her and her fellow veterans. One comment she made is that hopefully PillSafe won't just be used for addictive medications, but could also be considered for mental health medications. Catherine is just one of hundreds of thousands, if not millions of people with stories just like this. These are the people, these are the families that are impacted by this crisis, and they're looking for a solution.
John, anything to add to that?
PillSafe technology benefits everyone in the healthcare chain, from manufacturers to local pharmacies, from insurers to the state and federal government. Regarding insurance companies, there are over 1,000 ER visits each day due to overdoses on prescription medication. PillSafe technology helps ensure compliance with the directions on the prescription. Medication non-compliance currently costs the insurance industry an estimated $300 billion each year in avoidable healthcare costs. With pharmacies, 4 million prescriptions go through our mail system every single day. And despite strict regulations and safety protocols, misuse, abuse, and divergence still occurs. Pharmacies in recent years have been fined billions of dollars against claims of negligence. This has resulted in a massive increase in drug costs. PillSafe technology would severely limit this liability.
Jim, what about the pill manufacturers? How
Pill
do they get on
manufacturers,
board?
yes, they've been impacted as well. They've spent billions of dollars on abuse deterrent formulation, but the packaging remains the same. The patient still has complete and full access to their medication. Governments can also benefit. Cities and states can verify medication is received only by the intended patient. It can also aid in reporting and greatly reduce cost. All of these industries have been looking for a solution to this crisis. PillSafe is that solution.
John, what about another medication problem that's plaguing the country, and that's counterfeit medications? Could PillSafe help with that as well?
It is my firm belief, as a very practical approach, that the widespread use of PillSafe technology will result in the greatest reduction of prescription drug abuse and deaths to date.
So Jim, do you think there is a role then for government regulatory agencies working with PillSafe?
Sure. The greatest government challenge currently is accurate and timely reporting. States have varying requirements and even different systems for reporting opioid deliveries, leading to inconsistencies in reporting. This makes it difficult to compile and analyze data at the federal level and makes it easy for the patient to corrupt the system. PillSafe can provide absolute confirmation of the delivery to the authorized patient. PillSafe also provide an early detection system for any type of distribution irregularities, and PillSafe can make it easy to trade data across state lines and federal agencies. As your viewers know, the opioid challenge is large. Money alone hasn't fixed it. States have returned millions of dollars in funding because they don't know how to use it. PillSafe is an open platform that can have a real impact of this crisis on the front end and also solve a lot of the reporting problems on the back end. Our goal is to partner and collaborate with government, industry, and private partners. We are open for discussion on all possibilities, from licensing to partnerships to direct investment. If you want to support our cause and learn more about the PillSafe opportunity, please contact us at pillsafeprotection.com. That's pillsafeprotection.com. PillSafe can change the world. Let's do this together.
Okay, thank you so much for coming in and explaining PillSafe.
Thank you.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spryng is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV.
You probably don't think too much about germanium, but maybe we should. Germanium is used in fiber optics, infrared optics, as well as a chemical for pet plastics. And it's also an electronic application for solar cells. Now, with me is Sam Rubin, the CEO of LightPath, to talk about germanium, why it's in the news, why the supply is such a concern. So, Sam, set the stage for us. Why is germanium so much in the news lately?
Absolutely. Thanks for bringing that up and having me over. Germanium is a raw material that is mined out of the ground, usually together with zinc mines, and is then refined in a very, very, I'd say, nasty or complicated process to get to the raw material. Then the raw material is used a lot in semiconductors, in solar cells, in fiber optics, and in infrared optics. Actually, infrared optics is the largest market for germanium, if you would. 30% of all germanium goes into infrared optics, while into semiconductor, it's only about 15 to 20% of the germanium goes in. The problem here is that over 90% of the germanium comes from two countries, Russia and China. Russia is out of the game since they took war with Ukraine and are sanctioned, and no one can do business with them. So supply of germanium from Russia is pretty much zero. China has been using now germanium as a lever against some of the sanctions against it with AI chips and semiconductor. A year and a half ago, they put in place some export control mechanism for germanium, which didn't really limit the export of germanium. It just was more created a mechanism where everyone that buys germanium from China has to get approval and a license. Now, for semiconductors and solar cells, there isn't really an alternative. They have to use germanium. So any stockpiles of germanium that exist now in the West, or any recycled germanium, is very likely going to get prioritized to go into those two markets. In optics, it isn't as painful because there are alternative materials. Specifically, LightPath makes a glass called black diamond, which is an alternative to germanium and can be used instead of that. And so we're seeing a great influx and very encouraged by it of customers that want now to redesign their systems to use our glass instead of germanium, which in turn will free up available germanium for semiconductor and solar cells.
Well, Sam, thank you so much for coming and explaining this and educating us on germanium and its importance in terms of national security and our economy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jane.
Thank you.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life.
There are over 83 million dogs and 50 million cats in the U.S. Up to 80% of senior cats and dogs can suffer from osteoarthritis. Spryng is helping treat them and is now available in all 50 states and over 800 veterinarian clinics. Learn more at newtothestreet.com. Pet Vivo, a publicly traded company, ticker symbol PETV.
Modular Medical has created the next generation insulin pump. And with me is the CEO, Jeff Besser, to explain this. So you received clearance for this pump on September 4th. Remind us why you think there's an opportunity here for this and how this could really kind of change the insulin pump market.
Well, we think there's a great opportunity because even though pumps were introduced 30 years ago, there is still 80% of the people who should be wearing a pump or could benefit from wearing a pump who still aren't doing so. And we think that's because the current pumps are very complex, very costly, and very cumbersome, or some combination of those three things. And so our pump is a simpler, easy to learn pump that offers all of the accuracy of the other products, but is something that you can learn to use in less than 30 minutes, and manage in less than 10.
It sounds like kind of like investors are just starting to learn about this and look at the companies and the evaluation.
I think that there's a lot more interest in this space, and why wouldn't there be with this many people? You know, almost 4 million people who need to wear, who could benefit from wearing an insulin pump. So I think there's plenty of room for new players here.
Okay. Jeb, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Is your garden struggling to stay hydrated? Meet Waterless Garden, the organic solution that saves water and boosts your garden's health. Packed with humus materials and trillions of beneficial microbes, Waterless Garden improves soil structure and increases water retention. Use less water, get better results, and watch your garden thrive. Waterless Garden. Less water, more life. Exciting news from SGTM. A new shipment of Waterless Garden has just arrived.
So if you take a look at the hundreds of millions of tons of food waste that's being wasted every year in America, this is just a food off the table that's being thrown away. Hazardous trees, a hurricane blows through, a tornado, a windstorm, it's going into a landfill, it's releasing greenhouse gases. Companies all around the world are composting. They think they're doing the right thing, but what they're really doing is they're hurting the environment. Those gases are being released. So SGTM, its purpose and its mission is to combat these fertilizers and pesticides and all these nasty things that are causing cancer. They're causing a very unhealthy planet. Our mission really is to take these wastes that are all over the world and to transform them into valuable nutrient. So right here in just one location, out of thousands of locations throughout the U.S., just one, 100 acres, Asatula. In our facility, we have 2 million cubic yards. If you take a look at a cubic yard is 27 1 cubic foot bags, or it's 400 2-quart bags. So at the end of the day, we have enough product which is much larger than the Empire State Building, $300 million in retail value humus for our waterless garden already manufactured. The only way that we believe that we're going to make a transformational change across this globe is we need help. This can't be done alone. SGTM is definitely an incredible company with an incredible vision, but that vision is to partner and to have partnerships. You know, shareholders that come in that believe into sustainability, doing the right thing. So you can be a part of this, whether you're investing into the company or whether you're joining our team, partnering, utilizing our technology. We want to make it available for anybody that has a waste issue that wants to make a difference with our planet.